EPCOT Food and Wine Festival for Fertility, Funality, Enjoyment. The rest of the festival hasn't quite opened yet. It opens at 11 a.m. For most of your booths. Sometimes they open a little early, but it's still pretty early here. It's what, after 10?
Just after 10.
Just after 10. So we're in the parks here a little early, a little before everything else. We got some fast passes and other stuff to enjoy. But Joffery's right over here is open, and they do have a specialty beverage. Yeah, we only got one. We did use, we picked up yesterday this little guy. You can get it at the festival center. As you see, we already tore off one. It's $65, I want to say $63, something like that, for 8. And they're good for any food and wine beverage or food item that you like. It's not available for the Brut champagne, so good thing I already got that and didn't have to waste that, as well as flights and stuff like that. It's only for the single object items. But if you're going to have a whole bunch of things and know ahead of time what you're going to like and how much they're going to be, you can easily make use of that and get ahead. We're estimating we're probably going to save around $13, $14 by getting this already. And the item they have there is one of them. So the item that Mrs. Tasel over here is drinking is the Kahlua-Tini, which is something. It is they are coffee chilled and then topped with Kahlua, Grey Goose vodka, and a rich, creamy half and half. So it's right over there.
And hi. Kahlua is my favorite cream liqueur. It's something I've loved since I was a teenager. And
if you're under 21, don't drink it.
And I absolutely love this drink. It's refreshing. It's enough Kahlua, and it's so yummy.
And so what would you rate that out of a 5 scale?
Oh, I'd give it a 5.
5?
Definitely.
Okay. It's a little more milky than I like in my coffees. It definitely has a good bit of alcohol to it. Give it a 4. If it was a little thicker, if it was a little bit more rich, I think I enjoyed it a little bit more. I also got my own, although this is not a food and wine beverage. This is something that is available here, or at least temporarily is available here at Joffery's. It is their new Jamaican, what is it? Jamaican something. Shaken Jamaican, which is their cold brew.
It's a hint of coconut and a hint of caramel.
Vanilla.
Oh, and vanilla, sorry.
Vanilla, no coconut.
There was coconut.
No, there was no coconut on that side. Vanilla and caramel. They serve it with or without a little bit of a splash of cream. You can also get it with flavor shots. You can get hazelnuts or vanilla or other things. I wanted to try it with pretty much just a little bit of cream, nothing else, no sugar, no additives, just because, well, I wanted to see if I could actually taste all the things. Cold brew is one of my more favorite ones right now. It's popular trend. You're seeing it in a lot of different places. I do taste the vanilla. I do taste the caramel, which is nice. And this, I think sugar would have masked a lot of that stuff. So that is here on day 3. Last night I did try the slush over at France. It was pretty dark out. We were with some friends catching up. So unfortunately I didn't get to live stream or take any video of it. It was pretty good. Very thick. It didn't melt. A lot of alcoholic slushies tend to melt very, very quickly. This one held its own pretty well over the time I was drinking it. Probably give it a solid 4. Again, it's a nice sweet dessert. Quite enjoyable, very raspberry and stuff like that. And you try to sip as well.
I thought it was very good. Yeah, it was very good.
Okay.
I think I give it a 4.
4. Okay, so both of us gave a 4 that. If you're watching this on the replay over on YouTube when I put all this together, I'll hopefully have some pictures of it. Yeah, so this is starting day 3 here at the Food and Wine Festival. We're going to primarily be here for a large chunk of the day, so hopefully we'll be doing a lot of these live streams. As I said, the park food booths don't open until 11 o'clock, so we still have quite some time before we can really do much more. We're going to get some rides in between, and we'll see you guys when we start walking around the world. See you then. It's now after 11, so the rest of the park here has opened. So we are enjoying our automatic morning enjoyment of Belgium. As I mentioned before, we had been here already for one of the savory items, but we are now back at Belgium, right over there, to enjoy our breakfast treats. So as you see here, we have, oh, there's Mrs. Tasel. Hello, Mrs. Tasel. We have here our Belgian waffles. I have the chocolate one over here. Miss Tasel has the berry compote, and then of course we also have our chilled coffee with Godiva liqueur. Now this is a bit more pricey. So these are $10 a piece. They keep going up in price. So if you have, again, one of these, very useful for it, especially if you're getting 2. So we have this. I'll start off with the coffee. It's like drinking chocolate milk.
It's so good.
So good. Not a lot of coffee flavor. So if you're not a big fan of coffee and you still want a nice breakfast alcoholic beverage here, definitely the thing to have. Yeah, in terms of the taste and everything else, I would like a little bit more chocolate flavor, but it's still incredibly good, incredibly smooth. You don't taste alcohol at all, even though there is quite a bit of it in here.
Oh, and why don't you show them Belle, who is right over to the
Oh,
side
yes,
here.
and Belle's right over there behind us at the moment. So I'm probably going to give this, I'll give it a 4. If it was a little more chocolatey, a little, maybe even a little thicker, maybe 4 or 5 at that point. But yeah, I'm just going to go with a 4 of that.
I would give this a 4 or 5, but my reasonings are different. I actually prefer that it's not heavily chocolate. Am I even in the shot?
Oh, sorry.
He's busy eating. It's okay.
I'm trying here.
So I like that it's not super chocolatey, but I would actually like more of an alcoholic kick. That's just my opinion. I think it should be a little harder than it is, but I understand why it's not.
Okay, and back to me here. I was actually trying to cut. I haven't even got to the point where I eat yet. The Belgian waffles, as you would expect, are incredibly light, incredibly fluffy. Just sort of melts, which is lovely. They don't put too much chocolate on it. You know, so it's not overly powerful. Definitely give it a 4 or 5
For the chocolate.
for the chocolate one. Crispy on the outside, nice and gooey and soft on the inside. If we go here for the berry version, they're the exact same price for whichever one you prefer. We like getting both, one of each, because, well, there's 2 of us. So here's the berry one. Again, exact same Belgian waffles, so crispy. The berry one's actually a little less crispy just because of the berries, which does take away a little bit, but it is definitely sweeter. It's not as, bitter with the chocolate and everything else. So I give it a 4, but for different reasons. I enjoy the berry flavor. I enjoy the freshness of it. It's not heavy berries. It's not, really, really syrupy sort of berries. It's just light fruit berries. What about you with your Belgian? And the chocolate.
Okay. So the berry one, I would give a 5. It is actually one of my favorite things here. I will cry the day they decide not to have this anymore. It's definitely one of our staples to come here for breakfast. The chocolate one, I'd probably give a 4. Just personal preference. I'm not a huge chocolate fan for breakfast, but the chocolate is delicious that they use on it. It's a very rich, good dark chocolate that they used as the sauce. So definitely worth it.
So that is Belgium over here at EPCOT Food and Wine Festival 2017. We'll be continuing around here. We're going to keep hitting as many of these booths as we can. We have one more day where we're going to be flying back, so definitely need to try to get everything done because there are over 30 booths, and we're trying to get one of everything, at least one thing at every booth. So we're on our way. We're about, I think, a third done. Today's going to be a big push, so hopefully I'll be doing a lot more videos today. But I'll see you guys here in just a bit. We're going to show off here. We have Fife and Drum. It's a year-round booth that is here, but they do have a special for the Food and Wine Festival. Also Block and Hans, that is a food and wine specialty. It's only here during Food and Wine. And then we also have Hops and Barley. Oh, sorry, no. Fife and Drum is always here. Block and Hans is always here. It has specialties, and then the Hops and Barley, that's the special one for this event. So as you see, we have a whole big selection of stuff here. Different items, some food items as well. Let's start off. Okay, let's do the sweet stuff later. So you know, let's start with some of the food here. What are we showing? You can speak. You're in the video.
I was just saying you might want to hold it differently.
Hold it differently?
Yeah.
Don't know why. Okay. Okay, so here we have, over at the Hops and Barley, we have a smoked beef brisket with pimento cheese on some garlic toast. We also have a freshly baked carrot cake with cream cheese icing. And then also we have a Orange Blossom Brewing Foxtail Cold Brew Coffee Pilsner, which doesn't look very coffee, but such is the way things are. Okay, so let's start off here. Why don't you cut this up a little bit while I'm trying the beer? Maybe that as well. So this supposedly is a coffee pilsner. Yeah, that's coffee. Even though it's pretty pale for what this is. Definitely feel tasting the coffee in it. I could drink that for breakfast, so that's a good thing. Probably give that a 4. I'm not a big beer person, but
It's impressive.
it's pretty good for a beer. I'm usually not a big fan of beers, but this really has a strong coffee flavor and not a lot of beer flavor, if that makes sense. Okay, so we also have here, thank you, my dear. We have the, what was that again? The smoked beef brisket. So we'll get some brisket with some of the caramelized onions. And I'm making a mess because that's what we do when we're eating. While I eat this, I'll let Mrs. Tasel talk about the beer.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see that going in. So, I am trying it. It smells amazing. Very good. I'm a big beer person. Very good. I would give this a 4 as well. I could definitely see myself drinking this. Very refreshing. Very much like coffee. Very good.
Okay. The beef brisket, a lot of flavors. The carameled onions, very, very sweet, but they don't overpower the beef. Not too much cheese. I think last year when we had this, it was kind of cheesy. And I wasn't a big fan. This year it looks like they cut back on the cheese a little bit. So it's like more of a pulled beef sort of deal. Not a lot of garlic, not a huge amount of bread and stuff weighing it down. I could definitely eat a whole meal of this. It's almost like a bread and stew sort of dish, which is nice. Give this debating between a 3.5 and a 4. Now let's split the difference. A 3.75. Give it a 3.75.
I don't like it.
Nope, not at all.
I give it a 2.
2.
It's a little oily. I don't know. The flavors don't really mix right for me. The bread's a little too much bread. I even did a little piece of bread instead of a huge hunk, and it still was too bready.
Okay.
Not my thing.
Yep. And you know what? That's the nice thing about food and wine. There's so many different food and so many different beverage choices that you can do here. Even if you don't like one thing, there is plenty else to choose from. For instance, the next item. Definitely not my thing. I believe cake should have things like berries and fruit and other delicious stuff like that. Not vegetables. Vegetables don't go in cake. Vegetables go on plates, served with steak and stuff like that. So that is
I just cut it up there.
carrot cake. Yes, we showed it earlier there. So I'm gonna take some of this with some of this cheddar or this cream cheese frosting. It tastes like a carrot cinnamon roll. It's not bad. It's better than most carrot cakes I've had, which I think I said last time too, from last year's. Give it a 3, 3.5 maybe. No, 3. I'll give it a 3. Definitely, if you're not a fan of carrot cake, it's still good to try. Still good to have. If you like if you like carrot cake, listen to Mrs. Tasel, because she likes her carrot cake.
I love carrot cake. Yeah, it's out of this world. It's really good. It's probably the best carrot cake I've ever had, and I said that last year too. And the quality has stayed the same, which is really awesome. It's not overly sugary, the icing, and it's light and airy and fluffy, and it's delicious.
Yeah, unlike a lot of carrot cakes, they tend to be dense. This one is definitely not dense.
Yeah, this is a 4 or 5 for me, easily. It's so good.
Okay, so in addition to that, we have some other drinks here. So we have over from the Fife and Drum Tavern, we have the Hanson Brothers. Yes, those Hanson Brothers. Beer Company Hop Jam Festival Ale. So I'm expecting this to be very, well, hoppy, because that's in its name.
Why'd you get CHO?
And yeah, that has hop. Also, probably doesn't help that I just had a huge pile of sweetness from that carrot cake. And Miss Tasel did not like it either. To me, this tastes like a regular hoppy beer. Again, our flavors might be off a little bit just because of all the sweetness from that carrot cake. You don't like hoppy beers?
Like hoppy beers.
Okay, I'm gonna give this a 2. It's a standard hoppy beer. That's it. If you like hoppy beers, good. You'll probably enjoy it. If you don't enjoy hoppy beers, this is not it for you. You would give it a. And she's eating more carrot cake because she loves the carrot cake. So that's just the way it is.
It's so fucking good. I would give it a 1.5, but then again, the only reason we really got it is because we wanted to hit every special thing, and that was the only thing that booth had that was special for the festival.
Yeah, there some of the booths that are here year round do a special thing. So like the Joffery booths, they have a special drink, or some of the other places have a special mixed drink or something like that. So it's the only one that was there. Definitely feel free to skip it if you're not into hoppy stuff. And then we have over at Block and Hans, the other one that's here. Both of these quite pricey, all over $8. So we did use the fancy dancy thing for. So we have the Killer Whale Cream Ale, which I'm guessing is this one here. And we also have the Frozen Spiked Tea, which is red. Not what I expected. Okay, so the Killer Whale Cream Ale smells like beer. Tastes like water. there's not really. Granted, again, I just had a really hoppy beer, so maybe that's affecting it. But yeah, that just. I like pale ale, pale, white wheat beers and stuff like that. Not a fan at all. Give it a 1.5, maybe.
As you can see, most of it's gone, and actually it's the one I've been sitting here sipping because we've been talking for a while before filming. I enjoy it. I give it a 3. Very good. Light, refreshing, not hoppy at all.
Yes. So this here is the frozen spike tea with Orlando orange vodka.
Okay, I will. I'll put it in.
This is dangerous.
I was just thinking that.
This was a little more slushy when we started, and now it's more just water.
It's warm.
It's pretty warm out. You can definitely taste the orange vodka in it, but it's not that alcohol-y. You just sort of get the overtones of it. You could easily drink a huge pitcher of that and not realize, and then be in trouble later. So definitely, I'll give that a solid 3. Solid 3 for me.
If you've ever had the Snapple kiwi strawberry, it's basically that. It
Plus
tastes
orange.
just like the kiwi strawberry drink. I don't even taste the orange in it. I don't taste the vodka at all. It's delicious, and you could just sit here and drink it and not even realize you're drunk all of a sudden.
So as I said, dangerous. Okay, so that's the 3 stops here. We're going to work our way around a little bit more. We do have some rides in between. But this is Tasel and Mrs. Tasel from the Food and Wine Festival 2017, and we'll see you guys here in just a little bit more. Bye. Booths this time round. Over at Japan, we just got just one thing. The Wassabi Shuami steamed pork dumplings. And as you see here, they're very green, very soy saucy. Oh no, soy sauce and ginger. Pretty good. Okay, so let's try these out. Supposedly these are a favorite this season here. Not heavy. A lot of dumplings you tend to have to bite through a big, thick wrapper, and there's almost more dough than there is meat. It's very light. Definitely strong flavors of ginger, garlic. Not as much soy sauce as I thought, but very good. I see why people say to get it. Not a ton of filling, but I don't feel,
The back end kick on that.
Yeah, it's from the ginger. It's nice. I could eat a lot of these. Good thing there's no alcohol in it. I'd probably give. Let's see. Is there anything I'd do more with that? No, it's nice and light. It's nice and it's good. I give that a 4.5. Yeah, definitely give that a 4.5. I don't think there's much I'd do more. Maybe a little bit more meaty, a little bit more substantial. Granted, there's 4 of them, so maybe if I was eating all 4 of them myself, it would be enough. But yeah, I'll give it a 4.5. What do you think?
I give it a 4. It's delicious. It's I could definitely eat a plate of them with no problem. I had a slight off taste in mine. I don't know what it was, but it was just a little slight. I'm not sure what caused it. But the wasabi kick on the back end, along with the ginger flavor, definitely really nice. And it's not over. I know some people shy away because of wasabi. Do not. It is so good. So definitely give those a try.
Yeah, the wasabi is actually in the dumpling roll, the pasta itself. So it's not overpowering. I like a lot of wasabi, so I barely tasted it, but now I'm thinking about it, there was a little bit of that wasabi flavor there. So that was Japan. Over at Morocco, we got actually 4 things. We got some spicy hummus fries. We have a chocolate baklava. We have a Mamosa Royale, sparkling wine, and orange juice topped with orange liqueur, and a Moroccan Sangria. Now, And we have a little wobbly table. That's the table that's wobbly, not us. So you might want to drink some of that before it goes away. I'll do the sangria here. I mean, it's good sangria, but pretty much the same sort of sangria I'd expect anywhere. Even out of a bottle. There's no real fresh flavors, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just sangria. It's good sangria, but if I got it out of a bottle, I'd be very happy. So I'd say 2.5 for it. Okay, and here we have the what was it actually called? Mamosa Royale. Mamosa Royale. Yeah, that's champagne. Champagne and orange juice. Not a huge champagne flavor person. I don't like the yeast. Orange juice definitely freshens it up, makes it a lot more enjoyable. But it's still what it is. I'll give that one a 2.5 as well. What about you on the drinks here?
So I would say the sangria is about a 2.5 for me as well. Great smoke of sangria. I love this. Absolutely love this. I would give this about a 3.5 for it. And the only reason a 3.5 is I can't keep drinking it because champagne does give me headaches. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a downside of the champagne stuff. Okay, so next up is the spicy hummus fries. So basically what they do is they take hummus and deep fry it and make it all deliciousness.
Very great vegan option.
Yes, this is one of the few. A lot of places have vegan stuff or vegetarian stuff. This is one of the better ones out there. I'd be willing to have this over and over again, and I like my meat. So there's that. So you see, it's nice and not fried inside. It's served a little cold, which is odd for a fried food. I'm not sure if that's because they have to do so many, or if that's just the way it's supposed to be. It's not. I like spice. It's not super spicy. Has a little kick to it, and the cucumbers really cool it down. The hummus itself is very light. Again, not something you'd expect from fries, or fried food. Quite light. You can eat a whole bunch of them without any problem. I give this a solid 4. It's quite enjoyable. Definitely a fan favorite. Definitely a favorite of mine. We've had it a couple times now. What about you, Miss Tasel?
A 3, only because it's a little mealy to me. I don't quite like that texture, but it is very good with the cucumbers, the tomatoes, the sauce they put on it. And it's, like I said, it's one of the few vegan options, and my best friend's been a vegetarian for about 20 years, so I know she would absolutely adore this. So about a 3. Definitely good, but that's about it.
Okay. And last is the chocolate baklava. So as you see, it's not super chocolatey on the outside, but if you look right inside, it's stuffed with chocolate goodness. So. It's very gooey. Very gooey. Baklava is typically made with honey, phyllo dough, pistachio nuts. Again, a lot of these flavors, I don't know if they're muted because, it's supposed to appeal to a wider audience. But again, it's not super chocolate when you think, oh, it's going to be chocolate. No, this is just sort of light chocolate flavor in the background. Chewy. Anyone who's had baklava before, there's this weird contrast between chewiness and flakiness. Somehow they managed to keep the pastry crunchy and flaky with still having the honey and all the other stuff. I'm not a huge fan of nuts, so I'm probably going to give this only a 3.5. If you like nuts and other stuff, it's probably going to be a little higher for you, but yeah, I would say a 3.5 for me. And apparently she's still eating.
I'd give it a 3. I'm actually Greek, though I wasn't raised that way, but I love baklava, and it's very good. So I would definitely give it about a 3. Definitely, try it at least once.
Okay, so that is Japan and Morocco. We'll continue on here and enjoy more yumminess from the Food and Wine Festival. If you're watching this live, we will be live streaming short little bursts here throughout the day. And you can, of course, catch us when I put all this stuff back together over on YouTube, or just watch the individual replays over at Twitch while it's up. So this is Tasel. I'll see you guys in a bit.